HSAs, health savings accounts, are they worth it? Should you look into them? Should you start contributing to them? How do they work? In the realm of personal finance, HSAs have gained a lot of popularity over the last few years. And frankly, I wish they had gained a lot of popularity 15 years ago, primarily because of the unique tax benefits that are associated with them. And more employers actively contributing to employees' personal HSA accounts. So what's the best benefit of an HSA? Number one, triple tax savings, probably the most important. Tax deductible contributions go in to an HSA. The account balance within the HSA grows tax-free, and you can access the funds within the HSA 100% tax-free as long as they're used for qualified medical expenses. One stipulation of an HSA is that you are required to have a high deductible health plan. So in order to be eligible for an HSA, you have to have a high deductible health insurance plan. High deductible just means if you're single, your deductible has to be at least $1,600. If you are married, filed jointly, your deductible has to be at least $3,200. You cannot contribute to an HSA if you do not have a high deductible plan. There are contribution limits to an HSA, much like an IRA. The max contribution for 2024 is $4,150 for an individual and $8,300 if you are covered under a family plan. Let's talk about the tax-free growth. There is a significant amount of HSAs that I personally come across that just sit in cash. And if it's a couple $1,000s, not a big deal. If you plan to use it or liquidate it for an unexpected medical expense, not a big deal. But if it's money that's accumulating within the account and it's sitting there and it's continuing to grow based just only on your contributions and you're just letting it sit there, you're missing out on a huge advantage that most people don't tend to consider. And that's if you can actually invest the money that's in your HSA. For most providers, they'll give you a list of funds that are available. It could be Vanguard funds, very similar to the funds available in your child's 529 plan or in your 401k plan. There may be 10 to 15 options, or there may be 1,000 different options. Bottom line is that the money can actually grow 100% tax-free efficiently if it's being invested. This can be a huge benefit for not only medical expenses now, but medical expenses in the future. Number two, portability and flexibility. HSAs are set up by the individual, not by the employer, meaning you can take this wherever you go. If you change jobs, if you quit, you get fired, you get laid off, the HSA is yours. The balance in the account is yours. You can take it with you. So it's a health savings account, meaning it's not a use it or lose it. Flexible spending accounts, or FSAs, are typically use it or lose it by year end. In some instances, they give you until February or March of the next year. But HSAs, if you contribute to an HSA and don't use it and it continues to grow, you don't have to use it by year end. You can continue to let that account grow over time and use it for future expenses. And one of the best benefits of an HSA is that when you turn 65, the account essentially turns into a traditional IRA, where you don't have to use it for qualified medical expenses. You can use it for anything. It could be used to bridge the gap for Medicare expenses. It can be used for long-term care expenses in the future, or it can be used for a down payment on a future second home, or to gift to kids, or to use for travel expenses through retirement. That 20% penalty before the age of 65, if the funds are used for anything other than medical expenses, goes away. You will have to pay taxes, though, on the distributions from the HSA after 65 if it's used for anything other than medical expenses. So that could be a great supplement to additional retirement savings that you might have within your Roth or your brokerage accounts. Flexibility is key when it comes to the different types of accounts during your retirement years. So another benefit of the HSA is if you retire early, if you retire at 55, 58, 60, somewhere before 65. Medicare does not kick in until you turn 65. The HSA can be a wonderful way to bridge the gap between your retirement until when Medicare kicks in at 65. Offers you some flexibility to pay for medical expenses or for premiums, health insurance premiums, until those medical benefits kick in at the age of 65. So in conclusion, the HSA, in my opinion, is one of the most underutilized account types out there. And I think it's primarily because it's so misunderstood. With the triple tax savings, the flexibility after the age of 65, and frankly, with the increasing cost of healthcare and no end in sight, this provides a great opportunity for you to gain control of these expenses in the future. However, it's essential to understand the rules behind these types of accounts. So in conclusion, HSA offers a unique blend of tax advantages, the triple tax savings, the flexibility after the age of 65, and the flexibility to potentially save yourself in premium dollars now to elect a high deductible plan with the benefits of the HSA. But again, just as I've mentioned before, everybody's situation is different. This is not specific investment advice for you. These are just options to consider. And if you're not quite sure where to start, or if an HSA is beneficial to you, or even if you qualify for one, seek out guidance from a professional who's done this before, either your CPA, a financial advisor, someone in your HR, and determine whether or not this makes the most sense for you.